Oh hey, Joe and Sam here, Vasa Museum, day one. We've taken the train about 5-6 hours north of Copenhagen, where we were down in the Roskilde, and we have spent the day with a real treasure of a human being, Mr. Fred Hawker, who's been nice enough to give us a full tour of the Vasa Museum. And what you're looking at behind me, what Sam was just scanning, is an actual 17th century built ship that they raised off of the floor of the Stockholm harbor and placed into this building, which in and of itself is pretty insane. To give you some idea of the scale, we're building a 40-50 ton vessel, the Dove. This is a 800 to 1200 ton vessel. This was a fully rigged warship that was actually built to be the King's Embassy in different parts of Europe at the time. Luckily for us, it sunk 1,200 meters into its original voyage and has remained 95% intact. So you can see there's a few fresh boards up here on the bulwarks, but for the most part, it is completely intact. Sam and I took a bunch of photos and we crawled around and really took a lot of details of what was going on construction-wise in the 17th century, and it's really, it's been a phenomenal opportunity to readjust our thinking as to how these things were put together. Some of the more interesting things. This was a Dutch-built ship, and we learned today from Fred that one of the big differences between Dutch and British-built ships of this era is they were very particular about using sapwood, and they would waste more material to get uniform dimensions in all of their timber and construction, whereas the Dutch were a little more organic and they were a little bit more penny savvy in the fact that they just wanted to utilize the material. So in their eyes, a well-built ship or quality meant using all of the material you had the most efficiently, whereas the British saw quality as really uniform pieces, no sapwood, no organic shapes. So one of the things that we were really surprised about is you look at the outside of this ship and how ornate and beautiful the carvings are and everything that's going on. When you get down to the backbone and a lot of the structure, it's all over the place, and it's not, there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason other than there's a lot of it because it was a warship. So the futtocks are just all stacked right next to each other. There's hardly any spacing. They have these rider timbers that actually stack on top of the framing that reinforce everything, and the whole thing is just really heavily built, and it's very impressive, but it's also very informative as to what things we can take from this and what things are strictly Dutch and wouldn't have been used on a vessel like the Dove. Sam and Joe's excellent adventures in Stockholm.